Hey folks, welcome to week 7 of Art Appreciation. This week's topic is art and community. And this is one of my favorite topics to share with y'all this quarter because I'm sure I've said this before, but I'd like to reiterate that so much of my own personal experience and my own appreciation for art really comes through the different communities I've engaged with. I was talking actually to Eddie recently about how there's all these big name artists who make a lot of money and everybody knows who they are, and it's all about how successful that individual is. And those kinds of artists, feel free to research them if you want. I'm thinking about like Damien Hirst and Jeff Koons and even Murakami in a way. I don't really like to teach about those artists because I feel like a lot of them are so individualistic and on their own trip, and it's all about them and how much money they can make. And we're seeing that also a lot in the world right now. Recording this in February of 2026, and so much of what's going on right now is just like the fact that billionaires have all of this money and they're so selfish and they don't care about their communities, and the world is so messed up because of them not sharing the wealth. And I think when you're engaged in creative community, it's so much about our resources that we share, the knowledge that we share. We help each other out. If I help you, then you're going to help me, and we're all going to feel a lot better. And it breaks away the spotlight on the individual. So this whole quarter, I've been bringing you interviews with artists who I've met in organic ways. I met them in grad school. I met them from friends of friends, through doing shows together. I'm paying these artists for these interviews, but they're also happy to do them because we have a relationship. We care about each other. So there's actually going to be 2 interviews this week. First, I'm going to show you an article to read about the Wing Luke Museum, which is in Seattle. And that is a museum that actually is located in the International District of Seattle, and the community actually plays a role in helping to curate the shows. Next, there's going to be an interview with Brian Evans. I met Brian at University of Washington, and something I loved about him just immediately was how much he cares about the people around him. So much of his creative practice and also his teaching and just his whole lifestyle really has to do with how much he cares about everybody else. And then there's going to be a slightly longer interview. The last 2 interviews of this quarter, I got a little bit more funding to pay the artists, so the interviews are a little longer and more in depth. It's an interview with Lindsay Anderson, who Lindsay is who I am staying with here at the Wonder Domes. This is her property, and she facilitates the space for artists like myself and like Eddie, who you saw earlier, to come and stay for free. We do work trade. We don't pay to be here. We help make the property a better place, and then because of that, we can make our art here. So I am so happy to share just a little bit of the wealth of community that I have with you all, and I hope you enjoy learning about these different artists and diving in and researching just one artist yourself this week that you feel like is in line with the thread that you've been following. And I think I want to add that just like in terms of this concept of following the thread, the interview with Lindsay, I think Lindsay shows a really good example of what that means. Just starting with an inkling, an idea, not really sure where it's going to go, but following the energy of it and finding things along the way. So I hope you all enjoy this week's content, And yeah, I can't say enough how excited I am to share it with y'all. So, okay, everybody, take care and see you soon. Talk to you soon.